G'day everyone and welcome back to Deb and Matt Chat. She's Deb, I'm Matt, and we're back for another episode, our third episode.
One, yes.
Third one.
Yes, correct.
So, well, what
have we been up to on the last week?
Yeah, well, we discussed in the last video, Deb, that we were going to, after our Kajabi success call, we were going to we were going to bring forward the podcast as part of getting the business into a soft launch mode. So bring forward our coaching calls and that sort of thing. And we had discussed as well that we'd started working on the branding and we needed to finalise all that sort of thing. And as we started going down that podcast route, we started going, well, hang on a sec, we're going to need certain things. So the imagery, the podcast cover art and all those sorts of things. So
can I interrupt and say, whilst we were trying to do all this week, we've been dealing with as everybody is aware, COVID is a thing. So we've been dealing with, here in Queensland, we've been limiting, we've been pulling back restrictions. So we were back to sport, back to full schooling, back to everything. So our time that we did have has now been limited a little bit. So whilst we had that limit of time, we decided to focus our energy on what you were about to talk about. Just wanted to give you that insight about, our life and what we've been dealing with this week. So bit busy, but we've now, as you can go on. Sorry, excuse me. But you can go on continuing now.
Chatterbox. Look, I think it's a really important point that you raised, though. When you are launching a business as a couple, as a husband and wife, even if you're not, whether it's for yourself as an individual, as a sole trader, whether it's with a partner, business partner, you've always got stuff going on in life, and it's always a challenge, isn't it?
It's normal.
So, yeah.
It's normal to have distractions.
So,
and things get in the way. So, that's what we're all about, is just telling you the real side of things. Like, it's not all the perfect, we did this week, there are things that are going to pop up in your life. So we're just, adapting to that.
Yeah, and I think that's really important because we do have jobs as well that we work in every day of the week, and it keeps us busy. So whilst we're trying to launch the business, we're also still very dedicated to our jobs that we have. And then we've got the family, and family's always number one. It's always important.
Always number one.
Yeah, and we're fortunate because we're doing business together as a husband and wife, and so there's challenges that come with that too. I guess not always necessarily agreeing straight away, having to learn to communicate, in such a way that we know when we're talking business, it's business, and when it's family or personal.
I still get cranky at him for speaking to me in certain tones for business-wide.
Yeah, look, and she does. But actually, look, this wasn't on script or on topic for today, but
no, it wasn't at all.
But I think one of the important things is working out ways that you can confine some of that stuff so that you can see the channels is really important. So we have Microsoft Teams environment set up, for example. So we keep, rather than our Facebook Messenger chat or our which we have one with our family group as well, and all those sorts of things, or our little I love you text messages during the day. We keep our business stuff within our Microsoft Teams environment as well, and it helps. I think for both of us.
Separate them.
Yeah, it does. It keeps it.
And whilst he still gets cranky at me in Teams, we can separate it.
Yeah, she needs a bit of performance management sometimes. So it's
But anyway, let's get back to what we're actually talking about.
Yeah, so getting back to it, the podcast, right? So as we've discussed, we are getting close to launching or doing the soft launch for this particular business project, and promise you next week we're going to
tell you all about
that.
Yeah.
But what we've been doing with trying to get ready for the soft launch of the, with the podcast and the coaching calls, getting that all set up into Kajabi is working out, okay, well, podcast, we're going to need cover art and those sort of things. So
we need our logos.
We needed our logos. We needed our branding guide
all your
set
icons, everything that you can think of that you need to do to launch a business. Like we were like, how are we going to do this?
Yeah.
So we literally, I have worked on a platform called Fiverr before. And so we would discuss that, like, let's put it out. So Fiverr is a platform where you can put your project out to on whatever it may be. So one was the logo, that was its own project on itself. Another one was we needed some photos of ourselves. So we sent...
In fact, sorry, Deb, those photos, the ones that you guys are seeing at the intro, in the still at the intro of each of these videos, we had those done on Fiverr.
Yeah, so literally we sent the picture of those in the background that they were and said, can you remove the background of these photos? So we literally sent 15 photos.
About 15 photos, yeah.
Cost us literally $15.
It was $15 Australian.
For
awesome.
All those photos to have their backgrounds removed. Cheap as chips.
And not only that, it was 24-hour turnaround on that.
Yeah,
so
correct.
for 15 photos, came back to us, backgrounds removed, 24 hours. I can sit there, I can do this in Photoshop, but a really important point on this stuff is when you're setting a business up, know the value of your time.
Exactly.
That's a really important thing. I could have sat there, I would have got those 15 photos, had the backgrounds cut out. I would have been on and off at it all weekend. 24 hours, it was back to us.
Yeah.
So convenient.
So, big key are this. And also with the logos and the branding package that we have now paid for and are literally just finalising at the moment, the cost of that compared to the time that we would have to put into it, it was completely 100%, 10 times fold worth every cent.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely.
So, that's probably what we want to give you more today is like this Fiverr in particular. I'm sure there's other platforms around, but our personal thing is this site is amazing. And as I said, you put your product to them, whatever it may be, and then people will just come back to you and give you quotes. So you're not locked into anything straight away. You just say, this is what I want. People will come back to you. They'll say, I'll quote you this much. And like when we were setting up the logo, they will come back and forth as many times as you need to get it correct. And you'll make as many changes as you want. So it's just an amazing platform, and I just can't recommend it more to you all.
Yeah, look, I'm really, really excited. I know Deb is too.
Clearly, I keep talking about it.
We've particularly with our branding guide and our logo for the business, which, as we said, you'll hear more about very, very soon. But the quality of the branding guide that we've received, and we're just doing the final proofs on now. We've been back and forward a few times. The quality of the logo that came with that, love the logo. It's perfect.
Yeah.
And the great thing with Fiverr is you can look at profiles. A lot of the people that are on there show their previous work.
So we could do our research and look at their past jobs and their reviews and all that sort of thing. And so we kind of chose people, like when people were putting forward their quotes to us, then we can do some background research and find, what they'd done previously, and what we landed on was quality.
Oh, phenomenal.
And if you'd like to actually know more about those people in particular, just send us a message and we're more than happy to give you those people's information.
Yeah.
Because we've been extremely happy on who we've landed on.
Yep. And we'll also have a direct link to Fiverr down in the description. in the comments below. So jump down and have a look at that. If you're interested, click the link, head over to the Fiverr website, and you can have a look, because they literally have everything on that platform now. It's not just about graphic design, video intros, promos for social media. They have all that stuff. But interestingly, I've noticed they're also starting to add services around coaching and consulting. There's
very cool. I haven't seen that. Okay.
Yeah, so they've got that. They've now got data input services on there as well, so you can upload stuff and they'll scan it for you, get it all inputted into spreadsheets and
Very
things
cool.
like that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's really Fiverr's one of many different freelancing platforms around, but as we increasingly move into a sort of globalized world, I think it's important that as a business, and depending particularly on the type of business that you're looking to launch, that you do consider these sorts of platforms.
And particularly, as we've said, we're busy parents. We have 4 children.
Yeah.
We both work full time. So this is our side business.
Side
Our
finance.
time is poor, really. So being able to outsource this sort of stuff, I cannot highly recommend more.
And look, I was talking to somebody about it today, and one of the things I was kind of drawing a parallel to is, a tradie. You might get a house builder, you might get a plumber, and they've been working for someone for years, and they're really good at their trade, and so they decide, I'm going to go out on my own. I'm going to set up a business. And quite often you end up seeing the partner of the tradie working in the business doing all the admin, because you're as a business owner, you're really good at what you do. Whether
know your strengths.
Yeah, and that's it. It's very much about knowing your strengths.
Because this stuff I have no idea about. When it comes to IT and creating this sort of stuff, I can have the creative mind, but putting it to platform, no, I'm gone.
And,
so this has been amazing for me.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, with the cutouts that you see, the images, the Deb and Matt images that you see in the background of our videos, in the intro and outro, those are I could have done that. I've got the ability, but it's also about valuing the time, and I think that's a really important thing.
So they would literally, to break it down, those photos that you see in the Deb and Matt chat, they were taken at an anniversary dinner last year that we had, like on my phone, that we took of each other in a restaurant, and that's what we then sent and got uploaded to that. So, you can have it with all the photos that you potentially have already. You don't need to go and get and pay for quality professional photographers to take those photos. Take what you've got.
Particularly when you're starting out, yeah.
Yeah, so there's no need for professional photo shoots to get these photos. You can literally have a photo that is sitting on your camera right now that you can send to somebody, just take out the background and make it a professional shot.
And the cameras on phones nowadays take such a phenomenal quality photo, very high resolution. So, and you need high resolution. There's no doubt about it. You need good focus. There's no doubt about it. Good lighting, but you can get that on your phone. So
we just look as good as we do.
You always look good, darling. You always look good. I keep telling you that.
Oh, bless.
But yeah, so use the tools that you've got when you're starting your business, but use them wisely and use your time wisely, because for the 2 days that I could have spent in front of the computer cutting out all those images, I could have also been out talking to potential clients for the business that we're launching with, particularly focused on Deb's skill set.
So many skills.
Yeah. But so look, I think that's a really good thing. As a husband and wife, there's a few tips in this video. We hope you've enjoyed them around how to manage some communications, making sure you're funneling that, putting the different communications into the different silos. Because thinking about it, you talk to your kids, you talk to your family group, different to what you talk to your partner or spouse. The tone's different. The messages might be a little different. I'm sure our kids wouldn't like to read or hear all the messages we send each other.
Nope.
So,
la, 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 la is what I hear.
yeah, and so it's the same, we're doing business together as a husband and wife. So we have to put that communications into silos. We have to get the branding right for the business. And so the next video, and we'll put some cuts, I think, into the next video we do of some of that process of doing, the request on Fiverr for the podcast cover art. Now that the branding guideline is nearly finalised, because one of the great things about the branding guideline is we'll be able to actually now send this when we're doing requests for artwork. So
people may not understand what branding guideline means, but we can, discuss that further at another time on exactly what that is and show you what we've done and what we were given, so you can understand actually what a branding guideline actually is. Yeah. Because I actually didn't know before this.
Yeah, so it's look, and again, different skill sets. This is why and experiences. This is why we're working well together. We're bouncing off each other on these things. But that full branding guideline that we have, we can now take, and when we do further graphics work, and we grab a freelancer from Fiverr or Freelancer and other platforms, we can just hand that over and go, here's our branding guidelines. This is kind of what we want. I always like to take about 10, 15 minutes and knock something up quickly with the kind of concept, the image that we've got in our head of what it is that we want. So they kind of have an idea and kind of go, look, this is my really ugly crayon drawing version. Can you make this look good? You've seen a few of those. But yeah, so communicate in your silo when you're working with your husband, wife, partner, significant other in business. When you're starting your business, make sure you invest your time and wisely, and also invest, even though you've only got a little bit of money, invest that little bit of money wisely in the tasks that are going to help your business, because that's really important. Branding, logos, those sort of things.
And look, we're happy to, I'm going to, hand up here that without this one, I actually wouldn't have known a lot of this stuff. So if you're actually interested in, you're stuck and you actually don't know where to start, you've got this business idea, you don't have a logo, you don't know where to go, just message us. More than happy to show you the path that we've taken and put you in touch with some people. So please reach out if you need any help on that one. I'll send it to him because I may not be the person to help you with that one. But just know that you don't have to have a major investment in money. As we said, we used all our own photos and paid $15 for photos. There's so many pathways that you can take. So more than happy to talk you through privately. If you need it, send us a message and we'll just talk you through how we've done it and, go from there.
Yeah, so definitely feel free to reach out to us. If you are interested more in Fiverr, click the link in the description down below.
And subscribe now.
And subscribe to our channel. We'd love you to subscribe. We've seen the views are slowly starting to tick up.
Yeah.
And we are going to continue this journey. It's not just a couple of videos. And we do a soft launch of the business and that's it. This stops and we go and focus on the business, because we want to continue talking about Kajabi, continue to talk about things like Fiverr, continue importantly talking about our business as we're growing that, using platforms like Kajabi, like Fiverr.
Yeah, because we're not coming to you as the successful multi-million-dollar company that has succeeded. We're starting on day one. We don't know if we're going to succeed or going to fail or...
Certainly planning to succeed.
Absolutely we are. But that's why we're doing this, because there's not enough people talking about the journey and the realism of what they're actually going through. So follow us, come along with the journey with us, talk to us, ask us any questions. Really excited to keep doing this with you guys. But for today, I think we've talked enough.
Yeah, we have. It's a later night recording than what we would normally do.
It's a little bit late.
It's been a very, very long day.
Yeah.
A very long week. We've rediscovered Pokemon Go. That's a conversation for another time.
Other thing.
But guys, hit the subscribe button. Click the bell for the notifications on YouTube as well, so you know when we do upload our next video. Click the link for Fiverr down in the description if you want. There's also a link down there for Kajabi if you're curious a bit more about that and want to learn. Don't forget there is a free trial that you can do with Kajabi. So have a great week and we'll catch up with you soon.
See you guys.
Bye.